I got to say, I think that that's with the present conditions in the country. In conventional terms, it would be a miracle that Kamala Harris could win with that kind of headwind, and also with a president. Remember, she was part of the administration. The Biden-Harris administration was 41% approved, 58% disapproved. This isn't even close to the 50%.
But I want to be
Let me just finish my point, which is just that if she is able to overcome those numbers and still win this election, then she has done a remarkable job of somehow separating herself that she's part of the solution and not part of the problem.
It's early.
All right, guys, so I know a lot of you guys are wondering, where the hell have I been, right? Where am I at right now? Why am I not live streaming the election results? Well, the reason why is because I feel like it's just better for me to live stream when I have enough data to give you guys an informed opinion about who I think is going to win the election, okay? So as of right now, I am going to live stream later when we have more data, when more results come in. But this is going to be my first big update that I want to give you guys, because we have gotten some bombshell numbers, some real data out of Georgia and Florida that I think is going to play a key role in who is going to win the election. And it is great news for Trump. First, let's start with Georgia and some of the numbers when it comes to the black vote, the independent vote, two core demographics that people are paying attention to. And CNN was stunned, absolutely stunned to see that Trump has gotten a 20-point swing in his favor when it comes to his support among independents. Take a look.
Independent voters, they make up 31% of the electorate. That is a slightly larger share than what they made up 4 years ago. Trump is winning them by 11 points in these early exit poll results, 54% to 30%. Jake, 4 years ago, Joe Biden won independent voters in Georgia when he won the state by 9 points. So we've seen a swing of 20 points towards Trump in terms of the margin, from 9-point advantage 4 years ago with independents for Biden to now an 11-point advantage with independents for Trump in Georgia. Jake.
Wow. The Italian. And Dana, that is really significant. We see some incremental changes here and there when it comes to young voters. She's doing slightly better. Non-college whites, he's doing slightly better. But that independent swing is wild.
It's a huge swing. And I just want to underscore what David said. It is a bigger percentage of the vote share. Last time around, it was 28% independents. I made up 28% of the Georgia vote, and now it is 30%. And, I was right, 31%. And it is a total flip. It's a complete flip. Donald Trump is doing so much better with independents than Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden kind of ran away with independents 4 years ago, and of course he won the state.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why. What the reason is that there would be this dramatic flip of double digits in independents, and I am something you don't often hear in election coverage. It's something of a loss as to how you explain that independents would have gone so much more for Trump this time than they did for Biden last time.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That is a big deal, because if that trend holds up across the swing states, then that looks really good for Trump, okay? Because the independent vote is going to be key, okay? We know that Democrats and their early turnout numbers are down, okay? But you still have that independent vote. And if independents are swinging towards Trump, and we're talking about a 20-point swing here. That was a massive swing, okay? I'm almost certain that Trump is going to win Georgia. Again, if there's no funny business going on, which in some of the counties, there have been bomb threats and stuff like that, so they are extending the voting there. There is some stuff going on, but if those numbers hold up among independents in Georgia and across the country in the swing states, Trump's going to have a good night. Right? I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. So I'm hoping and praying that number holds up. Another number that is actually really good for Trump is his support among black voters in Georgia. Apparently, Trump has won 1/4 of black male voters in the state. Take a look.
First up, timing of your vote. We know so many went out for early voting. Let's see how those votes are breaking down in Georgia. Those who cast their vote early. Look at this. They did not prefer a candidate if they early voted. It is split 49 for Harris, 49 for Trump. All right, let's look at some of these other key data points. We know race was huge. The black vote was huge for Biden when he won by just a bit in Georgia there in 2020. So let's look at how they are turning out in this election. All right, this is the first time we can break this down among black voters and their support for Kamala Harris. While strong, she is below where Biden was in 2020, 4 years ago. This number for Biden was more like 91. So she's running about 8 points behind where Biden was with the black vote in Georgia in 2020. All right, I have another data point where I'm going to combine this with gender, okay? So now you look at the black male voter in Georgia. We know both candidates have spent a lot of time courting them there. Democrats have been trying to convince them that they could be better for the economy. Trump has been trying to woo those voters. Remember, inflation's more than 20% in that state. With black men, Harris is at 73%, Trump at 25%. Let me give you perspective and context on that. Joe Biden in 2020 had this number at about 87%. Okay, so right now she's running about 13 points with black men behind where Joe Biden was in 2020. All right, another data point there, Brett, because I know you asked. Black women as well in Georgia. We have been watching this. Here it is. Strong showing, 89%. But let me give you the perspective on that. Joe Biden with black women in Georgia 4 years ago was at 95% of their support. She is also running behind with them by about 6 points. I'll leave you off with one other data point here. Again, this is the first time we are able to show you this. Education and race. Whites with no college degree in Georgia. Donald Trump, a strong showing there. He's at 77, getting 77% of their support. So,
yeah, those are amazing numbers for Trump, right? We've never seen a Republican put up those type of numbers with black voters in Georgia. Okay, so we're talking about 25% of black men went Trump, 9% of black women went Trump, and 15% of black voters overall went Trump. That honestly is right in line with what I've been telling you guys about realistically what Trump would get, right? Considering all the hype around Trump and the black vote, I said, okay, he'll probably get 15%. 20% is probably best case scenario. Now, again, 25, 30% probably unrealistic, but 15% is right where he needs to be. Again, it is really hard to see Kamala Harris winning Georgia with those numbers, okay? And as I'm making of this video, almost 8 p.m., it looks very good for Trump in Georgia. However, we have to wait until the blue counties come in, okay? The counties, the precincts around Atlanta, more specifically in Athens. We're going to have to wait a lot longer to see what the actual results will be. However, if those numbers hold up, if those numbers are real, those exit poll numbers, not only does that mean that Trump is likely going to win Georgia, which he needs, hopefully those numbers also are similar in states like North Carolina, Virginia, New Hampshire seems to be in play a little bit as of the making of this video. Again, if that's the case, it's going to be a good night for Trump. Also, some other good signs for Trump in Florida. He's already won Florida over Kamala. Miami-Dade. Trump is winning Miami-Dade right now, right? I mean, this is amazing. With 80% of the vote in, he's winning Miami-Dade. Also, Duval County. Trump, he's winning there. I mean, you have 86% of the vote in. He may lose to Kamala Harris, but if he loses, it's going to be barely, right? Like barely. But right now, he's winning. So if he wins Duval County and he wins Miami-Dade, two counties that he did not win in 2020, and looking at the exit poll numbers from Georgia, yeah, these are really, really, really good signs for Trump. Really good signs for Trump, okay? And again, in Florida, abortion was on the ballot. In Georgia, you have the heartbeat law. So again, these are two states where abortion kind of plays a role. And what you're saying is that, okay, well, it wasn't really that big of a deal in these two states. So it seems as of right now. So again, these are some really, really, really good numbers coming in for Trump early on. Again, it's still early and I don't want to get people's hopes up, but I'm just saying if this holds up, okay, if this trend holds up, it's going to be a good night for Trump. Okay. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.